We welcome you to Arlington, Texas, and Globe Life Field. It is a lovely day here in the Metroplex, and that means the roof is open for the defending National League champions here on the road after a high-scoring first game a couple of days ago. Thanks for joining us, Jason Benetti, longtime Ranger. A.J. Pierzynski, all of 1 year here. Look, this Philadelphia Phillies team, we know what they did last year under Rob Thompson. What do you make of the Phillies early this season?
Well, the Phillies have to slug to win, and they slugged their way to a National League pennant last year, and they are led by star power, even without Bryce Harper. Kyle Schwarber led the league in home runs. JT Realmuto is probably the best catcher offensively and defensively in baseball, and all they did was go out and bring in this guy, Trey Turner, $300 million plus to steal bases. We saw what he did in the WBC. He's found his power stroke, and he is there to ignite and make this Phillies offense even better than it was last year.
You know, the Rangers are hoping for better offense, better production, maybe the playoff for the first time since 2016. They go out and get a couple of arms as well. We'll see one in Nathan Eovaldi today, but there are some masters in this lineup too.
Oh, they have to slug to win also. DeGrom, their star, went out, didn't pitch so well, but what they do, they outslugged the Phillies with these three guys in the middle of the lineup. You can say stars for the Phillies: Corey Seager, career high in home runs; Nathaniel Lowe, probably the best player a lot of people haven't heard of; and Adolis Garcia was a 25 homer, 25 stolen base guy. So they can mash also. So watch for the Rangers to try to mash along with the Phillies if they're going to beat them.
We saw 18 runs in the opener a couple of days ago here in Arlington. Who knows what we'll see today? Good pitching matchup. Wheeler against Eovaldi. It's the Phillies and it's the Rangers, and it's coming up next. And only a couple years through its use. With the roof closed, it is a totally different picture with the roof open, as we are getting to experience here today with the Phillies in town for the opening series of the year. In the starting lineup, sponsored by Modelo Oro. It starts with Trey Turner, AJ, who you mentioned off the top, a World Series champion a couple of years ago, joining the National League champions. Alec Bohm, dangerous hitter. We saw late last year him start to really pile up some power numbers, and this is a pretty deep lineup for the Phillies.
It is 1 through 9. Brandon Marsh, a pretty good player, hitting 9th, just to turn it over to Trey Turner. But they're 1 through 7. You have Alec Bohm hitting 7th. He's a guy that went deep off Jacob deGrom in opening day. This is a deep, talented lineup for Rob Thompson.
When Rob Thompson took over, the Phillies were certainly not anybody's favorite to win the National League. But man, his perception, his ability to read the room, his relationship with players has been impressive basically from day one with the Phillies.
When he took over for Joe Girardi, who's one of his best friends in the world, it just changed. It clicked for the Phillies. Joe Girardi's a great guy, a great manager, won a World Series. But Rob Thompson was more relaxed, more open, more out there speaking to the players. And these guys absolutely love him. And how can you not? He led them to the pennant last year.
Yeah, he is a very sharp guy in that managerial spot. And here is Nathan Eovaldi, who comes over to the Rangers having dealt with some injury trouble in the past. 33 years old, but we know the fastball cooks.
The fastball cooks, although the velocity was a little bit down for him last year, only 95.7, where it had been 97 plus the 2 years before. Some few injuries. There you see his usage, though. The four-seamer, the split, the curve, slider, and cutter. The cutter's become a weapon for him. Watch out on the four-seam fastball, though, because opponents did a lot of damage off him on the four-seam fastball.
Yeah, 306 average against that fastball last year. And here is the defense for the Texas Rangers with Leody Taveras on the injured list opening the season. Adolis Garcia got some time late in spring training where he played some last year in center field. Josh Young, a young third baseman over on the left side of the diamond out of Texas Tech. And then Mitch Garver behind the plate for the first time since May of last year.
It's a long ways back. There's the new manager of the Rangers, Bruce Bochy. He will be in the Hall of Fame one day, 3 World Series titles with the Giants. And I can't believe he's back. It was so great to see him back in the manager's meeting.
Oh, it was so great to see you busting his chops right out of the gate. Nathan Eovaldi, and off we go. First pitch called by C.B. Buckner is a fastball outside. And this is your first look at a regular season game, AJ, with the new rules.
Don't talk. It's another pitch coming, Jason.
Thank you. Yes. Let it breathe, they say in television, and I think we'll do a lot more of that.
We can let it breathe. The problem is you have to breathe quickly now with the new pitch clock and the new rules and all the new action. And the game time is way down, which I'm all for.
You know, it's interesting the way you put that, though, because JT Realmuto actually said he felt himself breathing heavy after the game on Thursday. During the game behind the plate, he felt like he was a little sped up. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, you have to be. You have to be quick. Think about catchers. Everyone talks about pitchers and hitters, but the catcher's got to run down there back up first on a ground ball, and then they got to hurry up and get back because they don't want their pitcher to lose a ball because they're not ready. So there's a lot of things that go into these new rules, and we'll get into the new rules.
Yeah, it is a totally different game. We saw on opening day 21 successful stolen bases, and there is to the top of the zone 97, a fastball from Eovaldi to strike out Trey Turner.
Just straight gas right here, four-seamer, kind of runs away from Turner a little bit. You're going to pitch him up. Make sure you get it up because we saw the damage he did in the WBC.
Just big hit after big hit, the grand slam. I mean, it was every night he was creating a new moment for fans at Team USA as they'll start Schwarber with a breaking ball that evidently was not a strike.
Well, C.B. Buckner behind the plate said it was not.
If you're catching, do you say something that early?
Well, it depends on if Schwarber gets a hit.
Oh, you retroactively do it.
Absolutely. It's your fault, CB. That first pitch changed the at-bat. not the fact that your pitcher made a bad pitch. It's always the umpire's fault.
You're going to wait, though. You're not going to do it right away.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Depends on what kind of mood I'm in, Jason.
Yeah, I was going to say restraint has been one of the #1 things that we know of your baseball career, right?
So here we go again. Eovaldi, high fastball, 97. The velo is up. The velo hopefully is back if you're a Rangers fan watching this game.
One and two from Eovaldi to Schwarber, and that's fouled away. He goes right back to the fastball to Kyle Schwarber, who's a home run away from 200 for his career starting play today. .46 of them last year for that Phillies offense. And Eovaldi goes downstairs for strike 3.
Nasty. Split. See the bottom fall out of it. After the high fastballs, changes his eye level up. And then he attacks him with that split finger, and that has been an absolute weapon for Nate Eovaldi against righties and lefties.
That was a hard split for him too. Last year the average on that thing was 88.
No, 90 is velo on his fastball up. It's his first start.
Yeah, velo has not been an issue so far. There's strike one to Real Muto, and that is 5 swings and misses already for Eovaldi. On 0-1 in the air to right field, and that's down in front of Robbie Grossman. A base hit for JT Real Muto. Derek Hall playing first base today. Rhys Hoskins out with a torn ACL, and just a crushing blow for a guy who has been through so much with the Phillies. Rhys Hoskins, and now Hall, a very close friend, taking over first base for the most part.
What a tough job. Rookie comes up, Rhys Hoskins, huge home runs last year in their playoff run, huge part of this Phillies team. Terrible injury for him, and now Derek Hall, go get him in the 4-hole.
Hall in the air to left field, and that's a base hit for Hall. So Real Muto to second base, and now he has to double back. He is out. Real Muto, a wide turnaround second, and he is toast at second base. Texas, this is the matinee for the Taylor Swift concert later on, just across the way here at Texas Live. And the starting lineup sponsored by Modelo Oro for the Rangers. Marcus Semien, who has been a stalwart in every lineup he's been in over the past decade or so. We told you about Garcia. AJ did off the top. Robbie Grossman, a big home run on Thursday.
This is a good Rangers lineup, and traditionally the Rangers have known how to hit. But they got a tough task ahead of them in Zach Wheeler today. This guy is an absolute stud the last 2 years for the Phillies. He missed a little bit of time, or he would have been in that Cy Young Award voting. You see his arsenal. It's mainly fastball, slider. There's a sinker in there and a curve. Changeup might as well just throw out. But he is the definition of a power pitcher. Throws the fastball up and then throws the breaking ball off. It's similar to Eovaldi.
Dealt with injury trouble during his time with the Mets. Well documented, but the last 3 years, man. An ERA sub-3, 3 years running for Wheeler, even though it wasn't in very many appearances, obviously, in that 2020 season. And this swing ends up in the right center field alleyway, and it does get up and out of here for Marcus Semien. He gave it a ride to right center and carried it out for a leadoff home run.
fastball just kept going and going, Jason. Pretty good pitch, too. Down and away. Simeon stays on it, drives it to right center. I don't know if it's the roof open.
Yeah, that ball traveled certainly as Trey Turner handles the first out for Zach Wheeler, who gave up all of 13 home runs in 26 starts last year. Basically a home run every 2 starts off of that guy.
That's because he throws that elevated fastball at the high spin rate. Nobody can get to it. The one thing to look for, though, is with Wheeler last year, he was much better at home than he was on the road. 1.85 ERA at home and then 3.84 on the road. So watch for him to maybe be a little more susceptible.
Gives up the solo shot to lead off the game. And here is Nathaniel Lowe, who was, as you said off the top, one of the breakout stars in baseball last year.
Nobody's heard of him outside of Texas, but you look at his numbers, especially the second half, he was incredible.
He was their first Silver Slugger since Adrian Beltre 9 years ago.
After the All-Star break, he had almost 1,000 OPS, over 960 OPS. Deserve a Silver Slugger if you can go a full half and have almost 1,000 OPS.
Get you a couple other medals too while you're at it. What do you like about him, having watched him a little bit?
Well, I like that he hits everything. He hits righties. He crushes lefties. He had almost 340 off lefties last year. He stays on the ball. He uses the whole field. And it's simple. It's just such a simple swing. Not a lot of movement. Gets his foot down. He just tries to get the barrel on the ball. There's not anything he's trying to do. He uses the whole field. He's just a good hitter.
2-2. It's fouled away.
And because of that simple swing, that's why he's able to get to that 96 elevated. That's the pitch Zach Wheeler gets all of his strikeouts on. That elevated fastball. No one can get on top of it. The high spin rate keeps it true, makes it look like it rises. We saw Nathaniel Lowe right there. Just put the barrel on the ball, foul it off, live to fight another day.
If you're seeing that high fastball and you're in the batter's box, what are you doing with it?
We're trying to get on top of it. One of the things about hitting is your barrel at some time has to match the plane of the ball or be above it. And in order to get above that fastball, you really have to concentrate on staying on top of it.
Left-hand side and down, base hit into the shadows. A one-out single for Lowe. Texas is going to hit.
They are going to. They always do. Has there ever been a Rangers team since they came to Texas where they haven't just mashed? Every year they're known for this, and that was the perfect example of Lowe getting a fastball up, staying on top of it, not trying to do too much, and just taking a single to left.
It is hard to believe they won only 68 games last year, and I know they had injuries. I know all that, and Chris Young has done a really nice job with the backing of ownership to get some new faces in here pitching-wise. There's another hit. Garcia to right field. Cave up to throw, and it's going to be first and third for the Rangers. Garcia pushes Lowe to third.
Another great job of hitting here by Garcia. It's a fastball out over the plate. They're attacking early. Rangers are getting a fastball. Their plan must be look for a fastball, get it, and use the whole field. A nice base running by Lowe to go first to third. Another runner in scoring position, and now you got Young up here with a chance to drive him in with less than 2 outs.
Josh Young, who dealt with a shoulder injury for the beginning of last year, ended up making his major league debut. But here's a guy who had big power numbers in Lubbock at Texas Tech and hopped on everybody's radar with 27 homers last couple of years at Texas Tech. First pitch, strike on a fastball. All right, we're about an inning deep. What do you think of the pace?
I love it. I love it. Let's go. Get this over with. We don't get paid by the word.
Okay.
Jason.
You know, it's interesting, though. You have to see it from the perspective of an announcer, but can you put yourself in a catcher's gear?
Well, I love the guys that work faster when I was playing.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get out of there. And it's made everybody speed up. So that's not a bad thing. And we've already seen more, I feel like opposite field hits, more guys going first to third than we'd seen a month last year.
There goes Garcia, and now he spun his wheels and retreats to first base. Garcia, who had those 25 bags last year, looked like he was going to go.
He was going to be out. You got the best throwing catcher in baseball and Real Muto behind the plate. Garcia goes right there, he's out. He's lucky Real Muto wasn't ready to throw. He would have been out at first. We would have already seen 2 guys backpicked.
The opening day numbers were staggering. 21 steals compared to 5 on opening day last year across baseball. It's now 3-1. Missed with a slider there, so 3 balls and a strike. And the Rangers not only led baseball in steals, but they also gave up a bunch of steals. 3 figures in stolen bases, allowed 2. "3-1 is in for a strike.
A good pitch. 97 down and away. There's not much Young could do with that. So good take. Garcia should be going right here. Try to stay out of the double play.
He holds, and a 3-2 is swung on and missed. Strike 3. First strikeout for Wheeler.
High fastball, much like Eovaldi. Tries to climb the ladder. So Young just can't get on top of it. And that was the one reason why Garcia wasn't running. They were thinking of a strike him out, throw him out. And with Wheeler's reputation as throwing high fastballs, it's hard to, he didn't get a lot of double play ground balls.
That's hard to believe. That is the Rangers' first non-hit with a runner in scoring position this year. They were 5 for 5 on Thursday. Phillies fans are like, finally, they didn't get a hit in a big spot.
Well, if you watch that game on Thursday, it was just offense after offense on top of offense. And 2 of the best pitchers in baseball, DeGrom and Nola, neither one of them made it very far in that game.
Oh, the bullpen's got a lot of work. Ooh, that was ball 1.
I think Robbie Grossman had to ask C.B. Buckner behind the plate if that was a ball or a strike.
Yeah.
I think he thought it was going to be a strike, and he called it a ball.
Well, Robbie's got a really good feel for the strike zone, and he had this sort of quizzical look on his face. You see the line on DeGrom. Rangers did end up winning that game, and that's a base hit into center field. Grossman an RBI single. Garcia hoofs it to third, and the Rangers are still working here in the first.
Center cut fastball again. Now back last year we talked about some rule changes. This probably would have been a ground ball to the shortstop, but because of the shift regulations, Trey Turner's on the other side of second, a more natural infield. Base hit, as you mentioned, the Rangers have been on fire with runners in scoring position. And now they're 6 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They're up 2-0 on Zach Wheeler.
And don't discount, by the way, that ball 1, strike 1 situation. Last year, the league batting average was up 42 points on 1-0 compared to 0-1, and slugging percentage was up about 85 points.
What do they tell pitchers?
Strike 1.
Get ahead.
Yep.
Strike 1. Fall behind, it opens up so many more options, especially for a guy like Wheeler that's not really known for his off speed. He's known for the fastball. If you're a hitter and you can cheat to the fastball, you're ahead 1-0, you got a much better chance to get there.
4th hit of the inning off of Wheeler. After the mound meeting, it's Mitch Garver. Jonah Heim caught the opener. Garver behind the plate today. And we mentioned it's his first game behind the plate since May of last year. What does that feel like? And I know he had spring training games, but what does it feel like after a lot of time off behind the plate?
He's nervous, absolutely nervous, and he's thankful for Nathan Eovaldi of getting him through the first inning.
Even though he's done it before.
Doesn't matter. The first game you play of every season, you're scared to death.
Really?
Because you don't know how it's going to go. And he hasn't played in almost a year. So I can only imagine the emotions and I don't want to say scared to death, but you are nervous. You have butterflies in your stomach.
I mean, you were in professional wrestling. Like, you don't seem to be like a scared of life sort of guy. You got scared the first game?
I don't want to say, I think scared was probably not the proper terminology.
Okay.
It's more of an anxious feeling of how's this going to go. And opening day, you're always a little anxious because I swear as a player, you think my season is determined by how my first game goes, even though it's not.
It's amazing. There's strike 3 on a fastball upstairs, and that will do it for the first inning, but Marcus Semien leads off with a home run to right center. The Rangers are up 2-0. Today's telecast is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Bruce Bochy, back in the day, tormented the Rangers back in 2010, winning the World Series with the Giants against now his current franchise. And it was fun talking to Bruce Bochy and you getting to catch back up with him, because he was enjoying retirement life, but then got a little taste of it with Team France trying to qualify for the World Baseball Classic, and he truly felt like he missed being in the dugout.
The WBC has had impacts all over the game with the way it was played, and then to hear Bruce Bochy tell that story. I didn't know he was the manager for Team France until he said that. Said his brother was in the dugout with him. Got that itch again, and then Chris Young came over to him, and what did he say, 7 hours, 8 hours they sat and talked?
Yeah.
Chris Young, the general manager of the Rangers, sat there and said, hey, maybe we can do this. And Chris Young had played for Boch, so convinced him.
Well, it's the draw of baseball, though, right? I mean, you could be at home right now, right? But you love the game.
True.
And so you're here doing this game with me.
I don't know if I love it enough to do 162 in the dugout and get more gray hair, though.
You wouldn't think about that?
Well, I would, but
okay.
If I was Bruce Bochy, I had 3 World Series championships, and I knew I was going to the Hall of Fame. For a team that's not expected to contend for the World Series this year, good for him.
Yeah, isn't that amazing, though? The draw of Major League Baseball for him was so strong considering all those accomplishments. That's called strike 3. Castellanos did not like that at all, and he has a case, AJ.
No comment, Jason, no comment.
Okay.
Castellanos, who doesn't walk, he swings at everything most of the time. One of the most aggressive hitters in baseball. And for him not to swing, this ball is off the plate, and CB Buckner disagrees.
There is ball 1 to Bryson Stott. Have you been here with the roof open?
This is my first time. I've been here. I was here in 2020 for the World Series.
To first base. Oh, what a stab by Lowe. Nathaniel Lowe with a brilliant play at the line for out number 2.
Great play here by Lowe. See the prep step and then the pick. Love this. I don't love the Sox look, but stirrups, but that's his decision. Nice flip to Evaldi.
What's
But
your
nice
problem?
play.
What's your problem with the stirrups?
I don't know. I like the sock look better. Maybe because I was forced to wear stirrups in the minor league, so any chance, as soon as I got to wear socks, I was all for it.
You had to wear stirrups in the
Yes,
minors?
they made us.
Really? What was the reasoning behind that?
I was with the Twins, and they were old school, and they thought they looked old school, and everyone was uniform.
You don't like being old school?
No, I do, but
No.
I didn't like the stirrups.
I
They
see.
weren't. See, there you go. I'm more of that look.
Yeah. You can be old school without stirrups. I get it.
I agree.
You don't see people choose it that up, but they were uncomfortable for you. You're saying it was actually a comfort thing.
Yes.
Okay.
So I would try to pull them down as low as I could, and I'd have to wrap them around my feet.
Okay.
So that during the game they get tight, and you'd feel them on your feet, and it was just annoying.
It sounds like a no thanks. A time called. And
Oh,
do we have a violation?
You do.
We have a pitch clock violation. I think it might be Evaldi saying that there's a pitch com issue, which you could waive off the pitch clock violation because of that. We saw a pitch com issue here on Thursday, and he's saying, here, check it out, see if it works for you.
So are they going to waive this one off?
He has the discretion to. I haven't seen him do it yet. We're going to go to backup pitch com.
Battery's dead. Every game I've done since they put PitchCom, we've had this every single time. 2, 1. He can't hear. You can see he can't hear. Oh, just kidding. No pitch. No pitch clock violation. It's a PitchCom.
And to be clear, by the way, the pitcher with nobody on base cannot call timeout. There's no disengagement. If you step off the rubber, it's still going to tick.
What happens if like a bug flies in your eye?
Well, you blame PitchCom, I think. Is what we just learned.
We're gonna see a lot of those this year.
Yeah.
Big moment. I can't hear. Give me 20 extra seconds, please.
That's going to stand. So it is 1 and 2, and it comes inside. So evidently the violation stays. But you could see, guys, I mean, if you're looking for an advantage, you could just say, yeah, PitchCom doesn't work.
Exactly.
What are they going to tell you? You're wrong?
Apparently, CB Buckner just did.
That's true. 3 balls and 2 strikes for Alec Boehm.
And the thing is, Evaldi was in such a rhythm. And then for that to go wrong, and now you see him, he was 0-2, and now he's 2-2/3-2.
You're going to put that slash in your scorebook?
Well, if he walks him, Alec Boehm only walked on 3 balls.
On the ground is short, the world will never know. Seager to first, and a 1-2-3 inning. It looks clean in the scorebook. They got 2 in the first off of Zach Wheeler, who allowed 4 earned runs in the first inning all last season. And the Rangers have him for 2 in his opening start as he goes to the breaking ball for Brad Miller for strike 1.
That's what he's going to have to do. He mentioned in the first inning how aggressive these Rangers hitters were against Zach Wheeler, especially early in the count versus the fastball. And you saw the awkward swing from Brad Miller to start, and then he throws a 96-mile-an-hour heater up and in. So it just changed, little adjustments in the game, and Zach Wheeler is trying to combat what the Rangers are trying to do to him.
And both teams had an off day, so obviously the bullpens are pretty well stocked, but each team had to use a bunch of pitchers on Thursday, so they'd rather not get backed up again in the bullpen.
Well, and you also want Zach Wheeler to go deep.
To shortstop, Trey Turner handles a little bit of an awkward bounce and 1 gone. Fox Bet Super 6 is welcoming baseball fans back with a chance to win $10,000 today for free. All you need to do is download the free Super 6 app on your phone and then enter your 6 baseball predictions in the MLB Super 6 Challenge for a chance to win $10,000 for free. Can you help them? Do you have 6 baseball predictions?
I do, but
you have 4 seconds.
Too late.
Josh Smith takes a strike.
And another breaking ball from Wheeler to start off one of these Ranger hitters after the first inning.
Is that a him thing? Is that a him and Real Muto thing? Would you talk about it in the dugout?
Absolutely. After the first inning, the catcher will go up to the pitcher, or the pitching coach will go up to him and say, hey, this is what they're doing. We see it early in the game. Let's try something different. You see the difference in the swings. Granted, we're at the bottom of the order, but you can already see the difference in the swings just by him throwing 2 breaking balls first pitch for strikes. And that's veteran catcher Real Muto going to a veteran pitcher, Wheeler, and saying, this is what we need to do.
1-2. Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. How about pitcher pitch coming into the league? You do?
Yeah, it takes away the catcher. Can't yell at the catcher anymore. Why'd you call that pitch? Well, you called it yourself.
So it's a fault thing for you. It's like you can't blame me anymore.
Exactly. It takes away all blaming of the catcher. It is all now on the pitcher.
Now, who that you caught was going to blame you for stuff?
Every single buddy.
No.
Yes.
Come on. Left side, diving stab by Turner on the slide, but he's not going to get Josh Smith coming down the line with an infield single with 1 out here in the second inning. Let's take a look at today's Above and Beyond, sponsored by Jersey Mike's. 2 pitches in, Marcus Semien.
Well, he didn't hit a home run until May 28th last year. He gets a fastball out over the plate and smokes this ball into right center to give the Rangers a 1-0 lead, and a welcome sight for Ranger fans after the struggles Marcus Semien had last year to get on the board after the big free agent signing.
And for him, too, obviously. I mean, he was coming off 45 homers with Toronto the year before, and he ended up putting up 26 last year. But to have that first one last so long weighs on people.
Oh, it absolutely does. You want to get it. You want to get that first one. You want to try to fill every column in your stat sheet as fast as possible. Hit, double, triple, homer, walk, stolen base, whatever it is. You want ones across the board. Now, errors are the only ones you don't want to one. But offensively, you want all those columns with something. So because every day they put the stats in the clubhouse, and you look at it, and you're like, gosh dang it, I don't have a double yet. I don't have a homer yet. And for a guy that hit so many homers the year before, Marcus Semien is thinking, how long is it going to take me?
And he knows it's part of the reason he's here, too, right? I mean, the power was part of the reason they went and got him. Just doubling back for a second, you were gunning for triples to get that first one?
Yeah, you didn't want a zero. My speed, Jason? It only took me 3 years sometimes to get that column filled, but that's okay. It got filled.
Catch one every once in a while. This is a good park for it.
It is. This is a good park to hit from what I've seen.
We saw a handful of triples on Thursday in the opener. I mean, here, Coors Field, Comerica Park.
What's the rule for the roof being open or closed? Is it a temperature thing? Because I like this park with the roof open is incredible.
Yeah, it's a totally different experience. This one third base side, and oh man, Alec Bohm with an absolute dazzling play at third.
What a play. Bohm smiling. You deserve to smile after this play. This ball's off the bat. It looks like it's going to be an RBI double down the left field line. And Bohm, full extension. Nice play.
I mean, his improvement throughout the season last year and coming into this year has really caught the eye of a lot of people. There's a story recently about him paying attention to Paul Goldschmidt when they were in St. Louis about midway through last year, just being very perceptive about how he can find the offense that he wants to provide. But the defense over there at third, really impressive.
Well, if you remember, I think it was opening day last year where he made the 3 errors and the Phillies fans were booing him. And he said he didn't like it in Philly. And then he came out and said, yeah, I said it. And after that, Phillies fans embraced him.
Well, just tell us the truth.
Exactly.
Right?
He did. He said, yeah, I said it. I was miserable. I made a bunch of errors. The fans were booing me. Of course, what are you going to say? He's a human being. And then he owned it. And then the Phillies fans were, this is our guy. It was the best thing he ever did. Yeah, took off after that.
It fits with the city, right? You just tell the truth. Sometimes you have bad days.
Not you, Jason.
Well, I'm just going to start blaming you for everything because evidently the pitchers did. Even Burley blamed you for stuff?
No, he couldn't.
Yeah.
Because he was working so fast he forgot what pitch he threw the pitch before.
Games would be an hour 8 if Mark Burley was still pitching.
So you can see this at bat to Seager. A lot of breaking balls here to him from Zach Wheeler. Because again, the Rangers have done damage on the fastball, so he's trying to get him off of it.
3-1 fastball here or no?
Should be. Better put it in a good spot or it's going to be 4-0.
It was a good spot.
It was. It wasn't where he wanted to throw it. He wanted that ball to be away, but because the ball cut in on Seager's hands, he wasn't able to get extended to get to it. So it was a foul ball.
Seager off a 33 home run year last year. Most for a left-handed shortstop as a runner goes. And Seager to second base to end the inning. Smith stranded. Phillies trying to score some runs here. We'll see Cave, Marsh, and Turner coming up. Nathan Eovaldi, Texas native, back here in his home state pitching for the Rangers. He is out of Alvin, Texas, the city that was most famous for Nolan Ryan, who Nathan Eovaldi, when he's talked about it before, he said Nolan Ryan was everywhere, as he should be in that town growing up. All you heard about was Nolan Ryan, and finally got a chance to meet him a couple of years ago. Watching old footage of Nolan Ryan, if people haven't seen it, just an absolute bulldog.
Have you seen the movie Facing Nolan? I think it's on Netflix.
You know what? I have not seen it. How is it?
It's good.
Yeah.
Goes into everything. There's Nolan jersey, but goes into his life growing up in Alvin, his family, what it was like to face him. You get a bunch of opposing people to talk about it. They just didn't get Robin Ventura to talk about the night he charged him out and got his tail whooped.
Robin was a little busy, I think. It's a foul ball. I would imagine people said it was terrifying.
Some guys did. They said you could hear the ball coming out of his hand. And the thing about Nolan, you knew he's going to throw one in my head at some point. Just can I get out of the way? You got a couple. It was kind of like Clemens when you faced Clemens. If you got a couple hits off him, you knew there was one coming at you at some point.
Oh yeah.
So be ready.
2-2 for Jake Cave. Left field side and foul. I like when you started talking about Nolan, you said "tho." You dropped in the southern accent.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
No. It fit with the whole.
Well, Nolan was the president when I played for the Rangers in 2013. He'd be at every game sitting right behind home plate, and you're like, oh, I better do well.
Did you get to know him a little bit?
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
He's great. Great human being. His family was around. Now they're big Astros guys. It's weird. They went from the Rangers to the Astros.
That's right. Three and two for Cave, who was a waiver claim back in December from Baltimore. And that is ball four. He waits him out, and the Phillies have the leadoff man aboard here in the third. Stream every out-of-market MLB game live or on demand. New and included for 2023, stream all minor league baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Got to stay hydrated, even if you're 1 year old. Ball number one. That was a high breaking ball to Marsh, who, with the trade of Matt Vierling, ends up being the everyday center fielder for the most part here for the Phillies this year.
He did a great job for him down the stretch once he came over. Really had some big hits for him in the playoffs. Solidified center field for him defensively. And what a luxury for Rob Thompson to have as the 9-hole hitter.
You got a left-handed, productive 9-hitter who was 2 for 4 in the opener with one of those triples we were talking about. 2-1.
You want a guy, if you're the Phillies or you're any big league team, that can turn the lineup over. When you have Turner, Realmuto, Schwarber, Castellanos, when Harper comes back, Marsh is the perfect guy because he gives you great at-bats, doesn't make quick outs, can get on base, can steal a base for you if you need, and just turns the lineup over.
Throw to first. So if you're just hearing about the new rules, you haven't tuned into Major League Baseball the first couple of days, each batter, each pitcher has 2 disengagements they can throw to a base. After that, if they don't pick them off on the third, it's a balk, which is supposed to stoke the running game, and we've seen it so far.
Absolutely. It means if he throws over twice, you can get a bigger lead. Because if he doesn't pick you off, you just get the next base anyway. So then you can use the pitch clock, I feel like, as a runner to your advantage. Because once it gets to 0, you know he's got to go home.
That's interesting. It really depends on the location of the actual clock in the ballpark, I would imagine.
Is there one behind home plate here?
I don't see
There's the 2 in the
here.
outfield. There's got to be one for the pitcher to see, right? Behind the plate. There it is.
Yep. Runner goes from first. That is strike 3. Throw down to second base is not nearly in time. Jake Cave swipes second, and Marsh strikes out. talked a little bit about the Phillies and their injury troubles and some of the additions they've had. Bryce Harper, Tommy John surgery, people knew it was coming, happened in November. When he comes back, we'll see how long it takes, first of all, for him to get back in the field, but he'll DH first. Trey Turner comes over, Taijuan Walker as well. But the Rhys Hoskins injury, fielding a ball, I mean, just one of those freak injuries, and the loss of Rhys Hoskins sort of jumbles up the NL East a little bit more than it was, wouldn't you say?
It was going to be jumbled anyways.
Yeah.
I think the Braves, the Mets, the Phillies, there's Bryce. Said he's hitting off a tee. He didn't put him on the 60-day DL, Jason, which is very interesting.
Up the middle, a little bit of a shift was on, so Simeon has a play from second base. Now you can have the fielder right at that edge of that line straight up the middle. Simeon was playing towards second and gets the out on Turner.
Ball hit the mound too and kicked a little bit right towards Simeon. Turner hit it well. See where Simeon is. He's on the right side, but watch the ball hit the mound and kicks right. And it goes right to him. He makes a play on the speedy Turner, but the Phillies didn't put Bryce Harper on the 60-day DL, so maybe he can come back and play first if Derek Hall doesn't do something.
Well, they had Castellanos taking some ground balls. He volunteered to. Alec Boehm from third base, possibly. I mean, they have options they can play with.
Schwarber could play first if they need him to.
Schwarber.
There's a lot of options there. He's going to fit. It's going to feel like a trade when he comes back.
Real Muto.
No, they want him behind the plate.
You don't want him to get a day off or two? He caught a lot of innings.
DH him.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
don't need him on his feet. As the former catcher says, let him DH so he can still get his at-bats.
Yes.
Don't play the field.
Stand up for your own. 1-1. High in the sky. On the infield. Who wants it? It is Seager to make the catch. And Eovaldi pitches over a leadoff walk. Nathaniel Lowe, who scored a run of the first, leads it off in the third next. Two-zip Texas, bottom of the third in game number 2 for both of these teams, the Phillies and the Rangers. We thank you for joining us for Fox Saturday Baseball. He's AJ Pierzynski. I'm Jason Benetti. And here is Nathaniel Lowe, who singled and scored in the first, as the Rangers really did ambush Zach Wheeler in that first inning.
It was a great offensive approach by the Rangers. It always helps when your leadoff guy goes deep to right center, too.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt. 2 pitches into the game.
But Tim Hires, their hitting coach for the Rangers, had a great approach. Let's get a fastball early. You know Wheeler's going to throw one. Use the whole field. Saw Lowe go to left field on a fastball. There's Tim Hires. He was around Boston when I played for Boston. Really nice fella.
Two one is in for a strike. Fastball 2-2. It's a really interesting Rangers team, and I know yesterday was an overreaction Friday in Major League Baseball after the opener. Like, wow, the Giants are never going to score a run, and the Rangers are going to score 11 every day. But with Bruce Bochy in the dugout and all the big names here, the expectations, I would say, are as high as you can get, as that's fair down the line. Lowe again is going to be on. It kicked off the sidewall and sat, so this is a leadoff double for Nathaniel Lowe.
Great at bat by Lowe, works it to 3-2, gets a breaking ball. When did you think we'd see Zach Wheeler throw a 3-2 breaking ball? And just beats Hall down the first base line. Nice piece of hitting, keeps it fair. And he's 2 for 2.
Buttons optional.
Undershirt also optional, apparently.
Well, it's warm here. You got to enjoy the summer field on April the 1st.
If you think this is warm here, come back in about August when it's 120 and they take the field.
Yeah, that's a super no thanks.
This is beautiful right now.
At the old place, which became Globe Life Park, but was the ballpark at Arlington, I know you had summer days where it was like 110.
Oh, we take the field at 710, and you look up on the temperature and say 107.
Smoke to center on a line, and this sits down. It's a base hit. Lowe had to hold up. There's nobody at second base, so Garcia takes second. Marsh thought he was going to have a play on that ball, and it was such a clothesline, it sat down in front of him, and then the race was on to second.
A strange play. First of all, nice piece of hitting, gets a breaking ball. Now they're hitting breaking balls off Wheeler. Wheeler's going, man, what do I throw these guys? Kind of an odd read for Lowe at second because Marsh thought he was going to catch it. But great base running by Garcia in a strange defensive play. Turner has to go to third to be the cutoff man. The second baseman, Stott, thinks he's got the first baseman's going to be the cutoff man, so he goes to first. And nice job by Garcia to get to second.
Infield in, strike one to Young. He busted him inside with a fastball. AJ, Zach Wheeler in 6 postseason starts last year never gave up 7 hits in any of them, and the Rangers have their 7th already today.
Just a great approach by the Rangers, using the whole field. They hit the fastball the first time through. We talked about Wheeler making an adjustment in the second inning. Now they're hitting the breaking ball. So far, Josh Young has had no chance.
I was going to say, it looks
Wheeler's
like he's
just firing fastballs and saying you can't hit this.
That's right.
If he throws another fastball up, he's going to punch him out. In and up, he'll punch him out.
How about outside corner, dotted him?
That's not where he wanted to throw it, but
just by the pitch choice, though, right? You can tell
he was trying to go in. He was trying to go up and in. He just threw it. He yanked it a little bit and threw it away. But Young, he's had 2 at bats now. He's had absolutely no chance on the fastball.
Now you would imagine he goes back to the breaking ball against Grossman. What do you think?
Pitch him carefully right here. Grossman has a really nice eye. But you're going to go with your strength. That was a cutter, I believe, up. You have first base open here. You got Garver on deck, who you blew away the first time up. So not the worst thing in the world if you're real careful. I know it's early in the game, but it's also.
It's a big spot, and Robbie Grossman gives this a ride to right field. Ball's been carrying today. It is playable for Cave and right. It'll score a run. Lowe comes home. Garcia to third, and a sac fly deep into the blue sky for Robbie Grossman.
Breaking ball. He got a breaking ball in the strike zone. Robbie Grossman controls the strike zone as well as anybody. Gets a breaking ball up. When he hit this ball left the bat, I thought it was going to keep carrying. And the right fielder out there was having a hard time with the sun a little bit. Jake Cave, nice play, but a nice at bat there by Robbie Grossman to get that third run in.
And with the infield in, he sent it packing to right field as Garver takes ball one. To left field. Schwarber on the move, coming toward the line, and Kyle Schwarber is not going to have a play. On Robbie Grossman, I was doing a Tigers game a couple of years ago and talking to A.J. Hinch before the game, and the Tigers were not good at all. And he said, I would like to have 9 Robbie Grossmans.
No higher praise from a manager than for them to say that.
Well, you'd have 9 switch hitters too. I mean, it would be great.
9 guys with good eyes.
Yeah.
9 guys that can play defense, can run a little bit, got some power. Not a bad player to have. The problem is, you're going to have a hard time filling the infield.
That's true. And you'd need a catcher.
And catcher.
2-1 to Garver. Left-hand side. Turner has it eat him up. Run number 4 for Texas.
Jason, I think this ball, Turner makes his play. I think this ball hits the turf, the lip of the turf, and that's why it comes up. That's a tough error right here on Trey Turner. See him back up, and it comes up right there. He's expecting it to stay down, so it's got top spin, and it just jumps on him. That's a tough error, especially at home. If you're Garver, you're looking up at the official score saying, "We're at home. That's a hit and an RBI you're taking away from me."
Yeah, watching it back, that is a really difficult play, isn't it?
He's deep in the hole. Garver runs fairly decently.
For a catcher.
That's a long way for anybody. That's a long way, though, for him to throw. I mean, he's in left field. If I'm hitting it home, I'm definitely having a complaint on that one.
Off the bat, I did wonder if he was going to be able to even throw him out, considering how deep he was in the hole. Now, obviously, Trey Turner's got a great arm.
That's usually a play you see if you're on the road. If you're the home team, they give it an error to save the pitcher's ERA. I know that's not supposed to happen, but it does.
I was going to say, you're telling me that sort of thing happens, AJ?
It used to be better before. You used to be able to call up to the official scorer during the game and get things changed. But now you have to send in video from your agent to get him to change it, so it's become less frequent.
Nobody wants to do the paperwork. That's how you get baseball players off the official scorer's back. You turn it into a bureaucracy. That's a lot of pitches in 3 innings for Zach Wheeler.
It is, and that's not. He's usually very efficient. First start of the year. He struggled though early last year, if you remember. It took him a little while to get going also.
Well, you said it early on, though. Credit the Rangers for jumping on his fastball, and they've essentially forced him to pitch backward.
They've scared him away from it. 3-1 right there used to be a fastball up in the zone from Zach Wheeler. He just threw Miller a 3-1 backdoor slider to jump back in the count. He's throwing 3-2 breaking balls.
3-2 again. This one high into the sky. Third base side, Alec Boehm into foul territory to make the catch and retire the side. But Texas comes up with a couple of runs here in the third. It's 4-0. Today's telecast is sponsored by Allstate, protecting you from mayhem. Scott Rowland, 1996 Rookie of the Year with the Phillies, and a Hall of Fame inductee. Scott Rowland, tremendous third baseman, playing with the Phillies and the Cardinals chiefly. As we go along into the fourth inning with a 4-0 Rangers lead, and give it a couple more days and people are going to write that the Rangers are the World Series favorites if they keep this up.
Well, there's a team about 3 hours south of here in the same division as them that might have something to say to that, and that's the Houston Astros.
Well, how tough is that division going to be on the whole, though?
Astros, Mariners both made the playoffs last year. The Angels have probably the two best players in the sport.
Yep.
And then you got the A's. We're not gonna.
But the top four are as good as any top four in a division in baseball, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. You could make a case for those four teams making the playoffs, some more than others. But there is a case to be made that those four teams all could make the playoffs.
3-1 is outside ball four, so the second straight leadoff walk for Eovaldi. This one to Real Muto. And here's what's going on with the Rangers after Chris Woodward was relieved of his duties. Bruce Bochy comes over as the manager. Jacob deGrom, Nathan Eovaldi at the top of the rotation. And the question is, who's your closer? And the answer might be it depends on the day.
Never want to go into a season not exactly sure who your closer is going to be. If there is one person that can manage a bullpen better, probably than anybody, it's Bruce Bochy. He was the king of managing the bullpen when he was in San Francisco and maximizing it, optimizing it, and getting matchups he wanted.
All right, so what's a detail about his bullpen management that people may not know that you've seen?
He was always the best at getting the matchup he wanted. So if he bring in a lefty to face somebody he knew they'd pinch hit, he already knew that matchup was, when they brought in the righty, was still a good one for him. He always put his guys in the position to where they said, okay, we're going to bring in the lefty to face Bryce Harper. They're not going to pinch hit for Bryce Harper, but if they did, the righty they bring in to pinch hit for Bryce Harper is still a good matchup for his team. And he did that, and he would just work other managers over with the matchups. And now with the three-batter rule, it's a little different.
But there's still lanes that you can play as this ball is smashed by Hall to right field, and Derek Hall rings it off the wall for a double for the Phillies. He's 2 for 2, and Real Muto throttles down into third.
It's a splitter up. Hall hit the one to left last time. This one, he just misses a home run by a few feet, but gets that splitter up. I thought Grossman might come up here throwing to second. I thought he might have had a play. Instead, he hits the cutoff man, keeps Real Muto at third, and Phillies are right back in business here. Second and third, no outs.
For a guy in Derek Hall who had such a long minor league career before finally cracking the majors, 2016 to 2022, all in the minors before he finally made his debut with 42 games last year. Check swing and a strike called.
Castellanos argued with CB last time on strike three. That one was probably more off the plate. You just see his frustration, a deep breath. Can't really talk to you. Got to get back in the box.
Yeah, there's really no time for that. I mean, you could get in your own head before and you could be on tilt, but now another pitch is coming.
True. Can't argue. Don't want to waste your one time out arguing either.
That's right. Up the middle, that's off the pitcher. Eovaldi kicking into short right field, and that'll bring in a couple of runs. Castellanos into second base, and the Phillies are in business. It is 4-2 on a pinball off the bat of the DH Castellanos. And they're going to have to check on Eovaldi. That ball absolutely smoked him.
Like maybe the knee or the lower leg area. And that's a double for Castellanos, busting it out of the box. 2 RBI double.
You could tell that ball got him good.
Yeah. He's trying to play it off. You need a little walk. He's thinking about a deep breath. Okay, he's ready.
101 off the bat. By where he's reaching, it looks like lower right leg is where it got him. As a catcher, what are you watching for, if anything, as he's throwing these warm-ups?
Can he land? Can he push off? How's he feel? He's going to gut it out, I think. He's in some pain, though. You can tell by the way he's walking around and his reaction. He's in some pain.
Oh, he's going to try. That is a scary deal out there on the mound.
Let's see here, Jason. Oh, right ankle. Right above the ankle. You can see him right away go, ow. Then he's thinking, well, at least I don't have to cover first now.
Yeah, man. 2 in, still nobody out, and here's Bryson Stott. First pitch, strike 1 from Eovaldi.
So you're talking about being old school, Jason? In the old days, Bryson Stott would have bunted and made Eovaldi run around and cover something.
You guys were so nice back in the day. So generous to the injured.
Well, let's see how he's feeling. He just had a 3-minute mound break. Castellanos with a ton of doubles. I mean, always been known for doubles.
It's fouled away 1-2. I mean, he didn't get the notoriety in Detroit, Castellanos, because they weren't very good generally, but he is one of those guys you circle in a lineup.
When he went to the Cubs, he really, remember, he took off. And then he comes over here to Philly.
In the air to right field, pushing Grossman all the way back, and Robbie Grossman could not get there to make the play, so Castellanos into third, a ball in the sun. Now that's the second time we have seen the sun play some tricks. We saw Cave in the bottom of an inning have a little bit of an issue with the sun. Let's see.
He just whiffs.
Yeah, he just totally missed it.
He lost it. That's also the second time we've had doubles with guys on second and they haven't scored.
That's true. There's the sky.
You can see the sun is right about where our camera is now, and that is directly into the right fielder's eyes. This is kind of like the opening game, right? Philly jumped on DeGrom early, and then Texas had the big inning. Well, Texas jumped on Wheeler early. And here comes Philly with the possibility of a big inning.
It's been a wild ride out there in right field today for sure. Yeah, we saw 18 runs in the opener on Thursday. This is inside for Bohm. And if you're Eovaldi there, you're like, okay, I come back from getting hit in the leg. I get a fly ball that's, pretty well hit, but could have been an out. And instead, he's in a real jam here. Ground ball to third, and Young looks the runner back to third, Castellanos, and throws out Bohm. So, 1 down.
It's a really nice play by Young. It's not going to get noticed a lot in the box scores, the highlights, but Castellanos went right away. Young looks at him, takes a step towards him. Castellanos scrambles back. Young gets his feet set, and that was the key. Gets his feet reset, makes a nice throw over to get the first out.
And now they're going to play as much of a shift as you can with the 4 infielders here. The shortstop Seager is basically straight up the middle. Now there's that imaginary line right through the center of the mound, through the center of second base.
What do you mean? There's a line in dark green that goes perfectly, Jason. Don't you see it on the monitor?
I do, yeah. It's not there for every game, though, so I just want to make sure that everybody knows the imaginary line exists in all 30 ballparks. But we saw the Royals on opening day bring an outfielder to the right side of second base so they could have that extra infielder.
You're allowed to have four infielders and an outfielder, just not 5 infielders.
That's right. 4 guys, feet on the dirt, 2 to the left and 2 to the right. Came inside there, and it's fouled away by Cave. 1-2.
If Eovaldi can somehow get out of this without giving up another run, be a Houdini act. It'd be great momentum for the Rangers to go back in their dugout and get the bats.
It's number 23 of the inning, and it is strike 3. He went to the breaking ball, and Cave strikes out. 2 gone.
Nice sequence here by Eovaldi and a great pitch. The last thing that Jake Cave was looking for was a curveball, and Eovaldi puts it in a great spot, and he's 1 out away from getting out of this.
After 3 straight doubles, after an inning opening walk, there's a strike to Brandon Marsh. There's that climbing fastball for Marsh. Phillies had looked for years for a center fielder. That was a position that they had difficulty finding a stalwart for, and Marsh taking over the job here this season. Two one. Up and out. 3 balls and a strike. Trey Turner's next.
This is the guy you want if you're Eovaldi. You do not want Trey Turner to come up with the bases loaded and have to throw him a strike, especially early in the count.
3-1. And Marsh fouls it away, first base side.
Threw him a cutter there, 3-1. Interesting pitch here for Eovaldi. What does he do? Does he go off speed? We've seen him get some strikeouts on some off speed. Does he challenge Marsh with the fastball? Like you said, Jason, Trey Turner's on deck.
Here we go, 3-2. Called strike 3. Marsh cannot believe it. He is livid with C.B. Buckner. That was well inside. He's got a case. The good news for Phillies fans is Brandon Marsh stayed in the game. The bad news is he got rung up on strike 3 that Marsh was really frustrated with, and we took a look at it during the break, and that definitely was off the plate. He had a case, but he's just going to have to settle himself down and play through it.
Well, that was the second consecutive inning he's been rung up also looking. So a little bit of frustration by Brandon Marsh, but great job by him not getting told to go home.
Yeah, I mean, why make something bad worse, right?
Well,
early in the season.
Sometimes you just want to make your point.
Yeah. Day 100, I could see that, but this is day 3 of the year, game 2.
See, Jason.
Yes.
That's the
AJ.
difference between you and I.
What's that?
You always just want to make your point, no matter if it's game 1 or 162.
Okay. So there's no like live to fight another day.
No, you live to fight the next time you see CB
Okay.
behind the plate.
2 balls and 2 strikes. I have a follow-up to that after this pitch. The swing and a miss for strike 3 and the 4th strikeout for the Rangers here. Who was the umpire that you had the most sparring with?
Oh. Ugh.
Like even good-natured, right? Like who would talk back to you and you could tell them that you thought they were bad and they'd give it back to you?
I'll only say this because I saw him today.
Yeah.
Now he's a supervisor, Jim Reynolds.
Okay.
Saw him in the umpire's room today, and he was good. Even today, he was giving it to me hard.
Was he? He was causing problems for you?
He was. Oh, I see you're here again. Nice to see you again. When are you going to start yelling at me? Stuff like that.
Nice. Were you a talker to the umpires behind the plate? Was it constant?
Only when they messed up.
Okay. So always, in your opinion, right?
Oh, we got one.
We have a violation, and the crowd here rejoices. Wheeler called for ball 1. So 1 and 2. And it came inside. That is nasty for strike 3, 2 down. By the way, for accounting purposes, if you're interested, I'll get to that in a second. First, suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your favorite team at MLBshop.com. Those violations don't count as pitches in the box
I was
score.
going to ask you that.
Yeah.
If they counted or not.
They don't, because the pitch count is meant to keep track of pitches thrown. But you're going to then have, if you total up all the counts for the game, you're going to have unaccounted for pitches.
Yes. It's very confusing.
Yeah, kind of like when you're trying to square your cash register at the at the grocery store as you close for the night. One and 2 for Seager. Fouled away, and you'll notice if you're in the stadium on a foul ball, the pitch clock won't start until a ball is put back in play. And according to Major League Baseball, the bat boys, the ball boys and ball girls and bat girls are all being evaluated for time as well this year.
When are we going to get the Bat Boy combine, Bat Boy, Bat Girl combine?
I'd be totally in for that.
Who can run the fastest? Can get the bat the quickest?
You could then have rankings out of high school, right? You could have a top 300.
That's a little too much.
Oh, now I've crossed the line.
Yes.
Yeah. Three and 2 for Seager. Got strike 3. That one likely was on the corner. Wheeler strikes out the side. We'll go to the 5th. Nothing beats a Saturday at the ballpark. The Rangers 4-2 over the Phillies here in the top of the 5th. And Trey Turner is the batter. And you would imagine, we've talked some about guys who will be affected positively by the lack of the shift. And Rob Thompson feels like a bunch of his guys will be helped by the shift not happening this year. Trey Turner seems to be one of those guys who can really tune up the run game with the new rules this year.
Yes. The bigger bases, the less throwovers.
Turner to right field. Robbie Grossman fighting the sun again. That ball gets down again off the warning track. Turner gunning it for third, and the throw is not in time. It's a triple for the speedster Trey Turner.
He didn't even think this ball was going to be fair. Trey Turner doesn't run out of the box. Grossman loses it again in the sun. Just slows up, whiffs on it. That's how fast Trey Turner is. He didn't even run out of the box. He made it to third base easily. Even slowed up around second, just turns it on, and the smoothest slider in baseball.
So fun to watch him cut bases. He's going to get home here on a ground ball from Schwarber, and the Phillies are within a run. I mean, Robbie Grossman is going to become a lobbyist very quickly for outfielders against open roofs.
mainly only here at home. We've seen him and Jake Cave in right field struggle with the sun. If you're in that dugout, you're saying to yourself, hit it to right today, boys. Not only is it carrying, the right fielders can't see it.
I mean, as you said, Trey Turner thought that was going to be a foul ball, and then guaranteed he thought it was going to be an out.
You can see him. I thought it was going to be foul. Then I thought he was going to catch it, and then I'm just so fast I outran it to third.
Yeah, that's a what happened out there sort of look. I mean, what can you do other than sunglasses and trying to find a better angle on the ball if you're out there? To first base and low. What a reaction.
Second really nice play by Nathaniel Lowe. He made the diving one earlier down the line. This one he shows his hops off.
There's Dane Dunning getting loose in the bullpen for the Rangers. '81 pitches for Eovaldi. Figured right around 90 or so for him today in the opener. To left field, and Smith over toward the corner. He does make the catch with a trail of chalk behind him. Phillies get a run on the comeback trail, down 1. Real football for real fans is back. The 2023 USFL season opening kickoff weekend starts a new season April 15th and 16th on Fox, NBC, and FS1. More football is never a bad thing.
Do you call those games also?
I don't.
Because you do basketball, college football, baseball. What else do you call?
All you have to do is send a text message, and I'm sure you can make that happen if you want me to call those games. You've been texting during the break with the people who can make that happen.
Well, that's because they're all trying to figure out how much of this 2-pound hamburger we got up here that you're going to eat.
It's just about a quarter my size that they serve here. And I don't know about you, and I know you were playing for a number of years, for like 2 decades, so you didn't exactly get to see all the delicacies in these ballparks. But I love going around the ballpark and seeing what they have to eat.
Yeah, I'm really just trying to find with some time to dig into this thing and figure out how to eat it also.
Yeah, that is not a pitch clock lunch. That is an old school lunch there, as that is just a little bit up. 3-2 on Lowe's, 2 for 2 in the game, and 3 for 5 on this very young season so far. As Marte is up in the Phillies pen, Junior Marte called strike 3 on the corner. Strikeout number 7 for Zach Wheeler. Evidently, we have footage of burgers. The West Coast has In-N-Out Burger. The East Coast has Five Guys. And at Globe Life Field, they have the Boomstick Burger, which is 2 feet of burger, chili, nacho cheese, onion ring. That.
I had to undo my tie because I'm trying to figure out.
What do you do with that?
I don't.
I mean, there's a fork, but
there's 7 forks
plastic,
in it.
So like, how are you going to do that? You want me to just? What are we going to do this?
You're going to do it.
Well, it's really, you can't.
There, just eat the jalapeno.
Hang on. I'm going to eat the onion ring. You ready? On. There you go. How'd that go for you?
Oh, you tell me.
It's good.
Is it?
Really good.
How's the chili?
Very good. It's hard to cut, though.
I'm going to take your word for it. I'm waiting until between innings, though.
Plasticware is not a good idea with that.
Here's my beef.
All of that is your beef.
Oh, pun intended. We went 5 Guys on the East Coast. Can we get a Shake Shack?
Oh. Now you're just going to start burger wars. Time called. I think this is the one time out here for Garcia.
And if you notice, Wheeler's calling his own pitches on his belt with the pitch com.
Pitcher, pitch com. Way inside with a fastball. Tell you what, the jalapeno, a little spicier than you'd like while you're doing a game. Just saying. Ooh.
He called that a ball.
Yeah, he did.
Real Muto
can't
threw it away.
believe it.
Threw it around and he called it a ball.
Wow.
Everybody on earth, including Wheeler, Real Muto, thought this was a strike. Garcia thought it was a strike until it wasn't.
Yep. Well, that is the first walk for Wheeler.
Wheeler's having it with CB right now also.
This is one of those games where nobody's happy. Listen to every MLB game live or on demand. New and included for 2023. Watch all minor league baseball and live look-ins on MLB Big Inning. No blackouts. That's it for Zach Wheeler off his first walk of the game. And Marte is on out of the bullpen to face Young with strike number 1.
Marte with the Giants last year in his debut. Fastball slider. He saw a first pitch slider to Young. And Young's thinking, man, I just got blown away by Wheeler twice. And then Marte comes out firing sliders at me.
There's one low, 1-1 from Junior Marte. 28-year-old out of the Dominican Republic facing Young in just his 28th major league game. Well, he watched the way Wheeler attacked him, certainly. Fastball buzzed him in, 1-2. Time called by Young. That's his timeout for the at-bat. And once you call that, pitchers can really use that against you.
Yes. Quick pitch you, hold the ball on you, make you uncomfortable. Some of the veteran guys will play with the time clock with the hitters, especially after they've used their one official timeout.
Because the hitter is forced to be alert to the pitcher in the box and alert to the pitcher at 8 seconds on the timer. 2-2 for Young. And Young plants that down in right field. It's a base hit, pushing Garcia to second base.
Young, after looking terrible on fastballs, gets a slider up in the zone, gets in on him. But because he's staying back, stays through it, just kind of dumps his ball into right field. He's thinking, thank you, Rob Thompson, for taking Zach Wheeler out.
Yeah, 2 really tough at bats for Young, 2 strikeouts, and now Grossman comes up, and he has had a very productive day with an RBI single and a sac fly so far.
He's had a very eventful day.
Yes, he has.
2 at bats and then all the plays out in right field.
Yeah, the plus minus is interesting.
Not getting more than you let in.
That's all you got to ask for. He's another native of Texas. He's out of Cypress, Texas. There's a strike. Real Muto caught that in a similar way to the ball he caught when Garcia walked. Young at first, Garcia at second. That's a strike.
99.
I don't know that Grossman saw that very well there, AJ.
You get scouting reports on guys, and if you look at Marte's scouting report, he's kind of almost 50, 60, 40 slider. Done nothing but those sliders. And he rears back and goes 99, 99. See you later, Robbie Grossman.
Those last 2 were both strikes. That final strike, even though it was swinging, would have been in the zone.
Jeez.
Had some tail on it, too, it looked like.
I guarantee you Robbie Grossman's thinking he's throwing sliders. He threw sliders to Young. He threw me sliders the first 2 batches and first 2 pitches. Now he's telling Josh Smith, hey, be ready for this guy's fastball. Because there he goes to a slider again.
Yeah, now first pitch slider to Garver. That's there for a strike. Fastball bottom of the zone, 1-1 on Garver. Former Minnesota Twin. He had that big 31 home run season back in 2018, but hasn't matched that power since then. 13 of them 2 years ago, 10 last year in 54 games. Garcia at second, Young at first. 3 balls and a strike. Dialing up a fastball here. If you're Garver, you feel like you're going to get one.
You got to get to it. If he throws you a slider, 3-1, tip your cat to Marte. You got to be ready for 97, 98.
Called a strike. Bruce Bochy, your thoughts?
I don't think Bruce Bochy liked that call very much.
If I'm reading lips properly, Bruce is a hockey fan.
So I think Garver just called his timeout to regroup after that discussion with CB Buckner.
He did. 3-2. Here we go. That is a rocket for Garver to left field, and Mitch Garver says, you know what? Let's not mess around. It's a 3-run home run, and it's 7-3 Rangers.
Send it on 3-1, be ready for a fastball. 3-2, he gets it down and in. Just drops the head on it. So smooth and so easy. Catches it out front, back spins it. Just clears the left field wall. As he runs around, remember he was mad at CB Buckner. Now he's saying thank you for not calling that ball 4.
Yeah, give me one more crack at it. And a 3-run home run for Garver. We told you, I mean, when he's been healthy, there has been power in that stroke, and Mitch Garver has his first home run of the year and at bat number 3. He was a 9th-round pick of the Twins out of the state of New Mexico by way of Albuquerque. Pitch clock was down to 3 there as that ball misses. 2-2 on Miller. Miller homered on opening day. Foul left side. He's actually homered back-to-back opening days. He homered opening day last year. He's homered opening day this year as well. Former Philly. All right, 3-2 here. Garver just tuned him up on a 3-2 pitch.
He hasn't thrown any breaking balls really for a ton of strikes, quality strikes. I think he's going to throw him another one here. But he went 100. He went 98 in a good spot.
P7, a little conversation between Grossman and Garver. Former teammates in Minnesota. "3-2 again, and that is ball 4. Second walk of the inning. And here comes Josh Smith. Well, look, again, both teams had the off day yesterday, so it's not like the bullpen is going to get totally backed up here, but the Phillies did have to go pretty deep behind Aaron Nola on Thursday.
Well, they were hoping Marte could get him out of this inning and probably give him one more inning. After Wheeler only 4 1/3. Pitching coach is saying, hey, we need an out. And they would like for his pitch count to be down, but he's throwing a lot of pitches, and because of that, you have Brogdon getting up.
Here is Smith. And he swings through strike one. And Connor Brogdon getting loose for Philadelphia. Two strikes. I know spring training numbers, you don't really play for them, but Josh Smith did have a 17-game on-base streak in spring training, which is pretty rare.
Yeah, but who was he facing?
Well, spring training pitchers.
Yes, but was he coming in the 7th inning, getting it on base? Sometimes in the later innings, you face guys, A-ball guys, double-A guys, a little bit less control, but that is a good number.
Yeah, I'm not trying to give anybody a Cactus League batting title or anything like that, but you know.
Are those real things, Cactus League batting titles?
They should be.
No.
You don't think so? You wouldn't have that in your trophy case, AJ, come on. Trophy's a trophy. That's outside. Real Muto wanted it.
Not a strike, though.
A lot of pitches already for Marte. Miller at first, 3-2. There goes Miller. And that is that. Swing and a miss for strike three. And the inning's over. But Mitch Garver sends a seed to left field, and the Rangers are up 7-3. Take a look at today's player profile, sponsored by Liberty Mutual. It is the comparison of the starting pitchers. Nathan Eovaldi is done after 5 innings. Zach Wheeler, 4 earned and 4 1/3. That's up to the bullpens now.
Neither one pitched great. Both of them kept their. Eovaldi did a better job. Clearly, getting 5, got a chance for a win here, but not what you expected out of either one of those guys. Both teams were expecting their guys to go deep, more than 4 1/3 in 5 innings, and that leads us to Dane Dunning.
Florida Gator, who has been both a starter and a reliever in his career. He comes in here in the 6th for Eovaldi today. Castellanos on the left side for out number 1.
If you look at Dane Dunning's stuff, it profiles more for a starter, which he's basically been his entire career up till now. Fastball, slider, changeup, Little cutter. He's got a chance here to be a long guy, maybe give him multiple innings out of the Rangers bullpen.
And, you know, backup or a backstop for possible injuries in the starting rotation, too.
The problem with that, though, Jason, is he's not pitching 3, 4, 5 innings at a time. It's hard to say, hey, Dane Dunning, someone needs a day. Go give us 5 innings. He can give you 2 or 3. So I think his role, for sure, is going to be this long guy. And Eovaldi only going 5. He can get him to the 6th, through the 6th, through the 7th, through the 8th. He'd be very happy.
He's ahead 0-2 on Stott. And Stott into left center field. That's a base hit for him. For Bryson Stott, who's 2 for 3 today. He actually, in the offseason, according to a story in The Athletic, he went back and rewatched all of the Phillies postseason games.
Why?
Because he wanted to feel the emotion. A friend told him you could feel it through the television, and he wanted to feel it. Oh.
Interesting.
You've never watched 2005 back?
Every game?
Yeah.
No.
Come on, do like a you can do a marathon.
I don't have that
with
much
the kids. Time. What's taking up all your time?
This.
Your new show?
No, this.
Oh. This game?
Yes.
It's
no. Oh, no. I've never watched. I don't know. I've never watched a game. If I know who won the game, why would I watch it back?
So you don't even, you know, with your kids growing up and everything, you don't go back and watch games?
No.
Some people do that.
That's why they make YouTube and highlight clips on everywhere.
So you just watch your highlights?
And lowlights.
Okay. To shortstop. Seager, Simeon. That's a double play for Texas. That'll be on the highlights. 7-3. So many big names have played for both of these franchises. Charlie Huff, Jim Bunning, Nolan Ryan, Pudge Rodriguez, A-Rod, our colleague, Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley, so many on our collage that Brad Weimer stayed up all night to sew himself in LA. And here is the very hard-throwing left-hander Jose Alvarado.
Hard throwing is correct. He'll hit 100. Those 93, 94 mile an hour cutter. The thing for him is, can he throw enough strikes?
There's one to Marcus Semien, who homered to lead off the game. Talk about a guy who just posts up, right? Marcus Semien, 161, 162, 162 games the last 3 full seasons.
Best ability is availability. He is that. He's durable.
He's gotten much better defensively as there's strike 3. 1 down and back to the double play that ended the top of the 6th.
This is a great play by Seager, shortstop. Backs up. Watch him get his feet set. See how he turns real quick, gets his feet set to get the feed to Semien, and then Semien with the quick turn and the strong throw. That is perfection on defense from the Rangers middle infielders.
Seager foul, third base side. What do you like most about the play Seager made there that we just saw?
His feet.
Yeah.
He backed up, so he got the right hop, and then he's so quick with his feet to get his body in line to make a perfect throw to allow Semien to throw it to first and turn the double play. Relatively easy on a tough play.
Seager drills this to left center field. And it is a 1-out single. That is your Cactus League batting champion, Corey Seager, among qualifiers at 400 in Arizona. See, it plays.
No, this plays. This swing plays. A hundo down left on left, and you shoot it at 109.9 to left center field for a single. That plays, Jason.
You got to tune it up in spring training, AJ. Can't believe that's the hill I'm going to die on today. As the Cactus League batting championship.
I can't. That ball that he just threw was right down the middle.
Yeah, ball 1. You going to be okay?
I mean, wow.
1-0 for Lowe. There's a strike.
No comment.
But you've already made a comment.
Wow.
Seager at first, 1 out. And Lowe clips it foul, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
This is a tough matchup, but we just saw what Seager did special. 100, 199 to Lowe. And Alvarado also throws a 94 mile an hour slider / cutter that we saw him carve up Marcus Semien with.
Left on left, Seager too. 1-2 here. It's fouled away. There is that breaking ball.
We talked about Nathaniel Lowe and how no one really knows him, but against lefties last year, he hit 330.
Yeah.
And had 920 OPS. That's incredible.
I mean, enormous numbers. And as you said, it wasn't just batting average. There was some power in there too. 1-2. Long counts today too for Lowe. Every time up, he's been at least 2 balls and 2 strikes. Downstairs, 3-2.
101. Professional at bats from Nathaniel Lowe all day.
After a 1 for 3 in the opener, he's 2 for 3 today. Couple of runs scored. 3-2 on the ground, second base. Stop for Turner, and they're not going to get 2. So now here's Garcia, who has not made an out so far today. He's singled, he's doubled, he's scored twice, and he's walked.
It's a nice day.
Yeah, especially as you said, like that first couple games, that'll establish where your average and your OPS and everything's going to be for a week at least. And now Garcia attacking the first pitch.
You called yesterday Overreaction Friday?
Yeah.
Because of after opening day, all the fan bases and everyone panics. Oh, we're 0-1 or 1-0, we're winning the World Series. Well, as a hitter, go out and you're Adley Rutschman, you get 5 hits on opening day, you're thinking, I'm going to hit 500 this year.
Easiest game ever. How about him, though? I mean, that's not stopping anytime soon in Baltimore.
He's a good player.
I think some people watch him behind the plate and they think like the pump up stuff, like there's some eyewash there. That's just who that kid is.
Be yourself. If that's what you have to do, if that's how you act, and that helps you and your team, then do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Now if we just get the Orioles to go out and spend some money, add to him and Gunnar Henderson and some of the other young stars they have, could be a force.
Could use a starting pitcher or two.
Yes.
That's going to be, again, a very tough division in the AL East. Although the Red Sox are a little bit of a mystery to start the year. Inside. 2-2 on Garcia.
That pitch right there, 94. Charging in on you after you know you got to protect against 100. That's a hard pitch to do anything with, much less take it.
You just make sure it doesn't ruin your day. That's ball 3 in the dirt. And you said it right when Alvarado came into the ball game. The question is, can he throw enough strikes? Back-to-back full counts now.
He was so good for them in the playoffs last year. He was kind of their ultimate weapon coming in. Rob Thompson would say, well, where can we get this guy in the game to get us a strikeout, get us a ground ball? Because not only is it 101, it also sinks.
Yes, it does. Strike 3 as he throws a cutter by Garcia to end the inning. We'll go to the 7th with the Rangers leading. Seven 7-3, the Rangers with the lead here in the top of the 7th inning. It'll be 8-9-1 coming up for Philadelphia. As you said, AJ, Dane Dunning relied on here for at least 2 innings. Seems to be the hope for Bruce Bochy after he got a double play. A ground ball pitcher getting a double play in the 6th inning to end the inning, and now Cave, the left-hander, first here in the 7th.
Bruce Bochy would like not only for him to get through the 7th, he'd like to get him through the 8th also if he could. Every out that Dane Dunning gets is one less bullet that Bruce Bochy has to use from his back end guys. Whatever order he uses to deploy them.
Yeah, depending on the day, as we talked about, as there Simeon scoops it up. And there is out number 1. Brandon Marsh has had one of those days. You have some days, everybody does, I think, where nothing seems to go right. And that has happened at the plate. I mean, that is well up for strike 3. And this is pretty far inside for strike 3. And Marsh says it's happened twice now. The first one was up, and this one is inside. It's his own personal Friday the 13th. Although, it is April Fool's Day. It has felt like that a little bit for Brandon Marsh. I mean, what do you do?
Swing.
That's a good fix.
You swing. Don't give him a chance.
I think you're onto something. And he does to foul it away.
If it's close right here, you better swing. No worse feeling as a hitter in your mind thinking, if I don't swing, I am out.
He knows it. Everybody here knows it. Oh, he took. And it's 2-2. Rolled the dice.
Braver man than I.
2-2. He goes after this pitch as well and sends it out into left field. And there, with Smith, is out number 2. There is Trey Turner. So the Phillies are down 7-3 here. We saw Nola get bounced early on Thursday. We saw Zach Wheeler go 4 1/3 here. As this is through the left side, a base hit for Trey Turner. If Phillies fans are frustrated or worried or scared because of the injuries and because of the start to the season, can you calm them down?
They're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, JT Realmuto, Nick Castellanos, Alec Boehm, and Bryce Harper when he comes back. They're going to hit. Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola have a long history of being able to pitch really well. They also added Taijuan Walker. Their bullpen is better. They're going to be just fine. The only problem is their division is really tough. But they'll be fine. They'll be in the mix at the end, just like they always will. And their GM, Sam Fuld, and Dave Dombrowski will go out and get somebody if they need to.
They've shown they're willing to do that as Schwarber, in frustration, drops the bat. This ends up in right center, and Garcia for the final out of the 7th inning. Stretch time in Arlington, 7-3. Today's telecast is sponsored by Jersey Mike Subs. Be a sub above. I mean, for 2 decades, basically, it was the same guy at shortstop with Larry Boa in the one segment of Phillies history, Jimmy Rollins in another segment, Trey Turner coming over to be another one of those stalwarts at shortstop for the Phillies, who are down 7-3 here. And if you're just joining us, Major League Baseball this season, your first chance to look at a Major League game. Here is some of the rule changes with the pitch clock, 15 seconds with the bases empty. Batters get 1 timeout per trip to the plate. The shift has been banned on the infield. All 4 infielders, both feet on the dirt. You can bring in an outfielder if you want, but not to the dirt. The reduced distance between bases, combine that with the disengagement from the pitchers, and we're just going to see a lot more running game, we have to imagine, as Dominguez is in out of the Phillies bullpen. What's most interesting to you, AJ, as a former catcher or just baseball observer of the rule changes and what comes from them?
All of them, because all of them combined lead to more action. More running, more first to thirds. We've already seen it today. Stolen bases. Just more action, less downtime in between pitches, and more action when the ball is put in play or when something is happening. And that's what people want. They want action. They don't want to see, yes, home runs are great, but they don't want to see a home run and then 20 batters go up and strike out and then another home run. Get guys on base, have them run around, cause chaos, put pressure on the other team. And let's have action.
And see more of the athleticism from guys like Corey Seager or Marcus Semien in the middle infield, or Trey Turner at shortstop for the Phillies, as Young will lead it off here in the 7th inning. And I know this game hasn't exactly skated along, but we have seen a substantial change in just the pace between pitches in Major League Baseball so far this year, and it's not going away. I mean, Rob Thompson was talking to us about it. He said, look, you know, there might be some first couple weeks of the season, figure out how we best can handle this, but it cannot ever get to the point of an excuse because these rules aren't going away.
No, and that was a great response by him. Saying, yeah, we've had some guys say things, but our coaches and myself have said, listen, deal with it. Put on your big boy pants and deal with it and stop complaining, and that's what they've done. And all around Major League Baseball, that's what all the players have done.
And from just the people I've talked to around Major League Baseball, I would say a majority of the players like it as a baseline.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely, they like it because it's more action. It's moving.
Yeah, every individual gets some benefit by stepping off the mound and walking around or fixing their batting gloves or whatever. But on the whole, nobody really likes being a part of it when they're not the ones doing it.
No one likes waiting.
Right? It's downstairs, 2-2 on Young. Watching the World Baseball Classic, I mean, it was very easy to tell the difference in the rules and the difference in the pace of game without the pitch clock being installed. And again, we've already seen a substantial uptick in stolen bases in baseball in a couple days.
Was it 21 on opening day? 21 out of 23 successful?
Yeah. Downstairs, it's ball 4. Let's check in with Kevin Burkhardt for a game break. Kevin. Kevin, thank you. Braves look good early on against the Nationals.
Kevin from the Super Bowl right to game breaks.
How about that? Did he get a mini vacation? Did he get Cabo for a couple days? Robbie Grossman, right side, and past the dive of Stott into right field. If I asked you before the season, and it's probably the same right now, pick 1 through 4 in the AL West, what would you have said?
Houston, Seattle, Anaheim, Texas, Oakland.
Would you feel the same way after watching the Rangers for a game and a half?
Yes, because it's not overreaction Saturday. You said it was overreaction Friday.
Yeah.
Yes, I do feel the same. They've come out and done what they've needed to do these first 2 games so far. But Houston's really good. Seattle's really good. Anaheim, again, probably has the 2 best players going right now. The Rangers are getting there, though. They were so down and low. Not great stop by Real Muto right there. Just makes it look so easy. They bring in Bruce Bochy. They give it. Chris Young kind of takes over the reins. They bring in Bruce Bochy. Bruce Bochy didn't come here to lose. So they're going to spend some money. They've already done it with Seager, Simeon, Jacob deGrom, Eovaldi. What's the final pieces? Is it a bullpen? Is it an established closer?
2-1 pitch hit well to left field. Schwarber back at the track. This one's gone again. Mitch Garver day continues at Globe Life Field. 10-3 Rangers.
Center cut, 106.9 off the bat. Knew it right away. Schwarber, the left fielder, knew it right away. Have a day, Mitch Garver. 6 RBIs, 2 home runs.
Man, oh man, Mitch Garver, we mentioned it a little while ago. He had that 30-plus home run year with the Twins that looked like a blip on the radar screen, but if he hits like this and they get that kind of production from the bottom of the order, yikes.
I don't think you're going to get 2 home runs and 6 RBIs from anybody every day. They can balance that out a little bit better, though. Would mean a lot for the Rangers. Question is, where's he going to get at bats? Jonah Heim's pretty good, their other catcher.
Yeah, DH against left-handed pitching. Maybe. 6 RBIs for Garver, by the way, ties a career high. He did it in what some refer to as the A.J. Pierzynski Bowl with the Twins and White Sox on September 28th, 2018. That's 8 multi-home run games for Garver. The Rangers aren't done. Brad Miller's got himself a hit. 4 straight have reached in this 7th inning. How about Garver? He's got 65 career home runs, including the 2 today. He's got 8 multi-homer games.
That means when he's feeling it, he's feeling it.
He's like a Steph Curry in there.
He gets in that zone, whether it's a mechanical thing, a mental thing, Garv sauce thing. When he feels it, he's gonna hit you some homers. By the way, they're playing Timmy Trumpets right now for Edwin Diaz. You can't play this song.
You're not allowed to?
No, it's Edwin Diaz's song.
But it's a good song, though.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
Doesn't it mean something to Edwin Diaz, who hopefully he gets better and is back sooner rather than later?
Yes, just a totally unfortunate deal for the Mets there. Do you know your career high in RBIs? We're going to play a game show hosted by Ed Svita, our statistician, by the way.
In a game?
Yeah.
7.
Okay. Against who?
Rockies.
Wow, you're all over it.
2 homers.
But you've never watched the game back.
No, but I know who I hit him off of, and they've mentioned it to me before.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Who we got?
Lopez. Javier Lopez.
Okay.
Lopez.
Yep.
And I believe Darren Oliver. No. Was it Darren Oliver? No.
Could have been.
I don't. Maybe. No, I wouldn't have hit 2 homers off 2 lefties in one game.
Maybe you should have watched the game back.
Was it Darren Oliver?
We're digging.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't mean that much.
How fast do you think Ed's pen works? This is going to be a hit by pitch. Smith plunked by that one. Miller to second base. You're right, Darren Oliver. Look at you.
So Anthony Dominguez was an absolute stud for the Phillies last year in the second half. And he cannot, just yanks that fastball, hits Smith, but he can't get a guy warmed up fast enough, because you don't want to go out there as a bullpen arm. Have an inning like this, you've already given up 3, there's 2 more on there. This will ruin your whole year as a bullpen guy.
I mean, legitimately, we're talking about a month to have to climb back from something like this.
And let's give a little credit to JT Realmuto, who it's 10-3. They're down 7 runs. He's still blocking the ball.
So you've watched him a bunch. What do you think is, we all know about why he's a star. What do you think is the sneaky best talent for JT Realmuto?
His speed, his athleticism. The fact that he squats back there every game. And when I say every game, I mean every game.
Yes.
And he still stole over 20 bases last year. He still hits home runs, and he posts every day.
I mean, he's a former wrestler. He's a former quarterback. He did it all in high school. And he seems to enjoy the position as well.
You have to, if you're going to catch every day as much as he does. You definitely have to. You have to want to catch, and that's the hardest part about being a catcher, is you find guys that don't want to do it.
To third base, Bohm has to wait for it, and he dropped it. He put it on the ground, and everybody's safe.
It's a tough decision for Bohm. I think when he thought this ball was hit, he could go to third, but he had to back up. And when he backed up, he's thinking, I can go to second. He forgot who's running that Smith. He's fast. And then Simeon getting down the line just put him in a bad spot. He's got to come get that ball. He backs up, and before he knows it, he has no play.
And Rob Thompson's going to have to pull the plug on Sir Anthony Dominguez here with nobody out. Let's take a look at today's player resume, sponsored by Indeed, and two big swings for Mitch Garver today.
Have a day. We've already talked about it. Mitch Garver drops the head
Right there for his first 3-run homer, and he does it again to Sir Anthony Dominguez. 2 homers, 6 RBIs, and he has got the Garv sauce flowing today.
Those headbands are going to be flying off the shelves after today. Can you get a side of Garv sauce?
I don't want to know what Garv sauce is.
Bellotti in, and Seager greets him with a ball into left field. And this is Schwarber to make the catch. Miller tags, Miller scores. 11-3, everybody moves up on the sac fly for Seager.
Best part of that, welcome Andrew Bellotti, first pitch, give up a sac fly, is every runner tagged up. It's a 10-3, and every runner still tagged up for the Rangers. At third, the right job. At second, Josh Smith, nice job. And then even at first, Marcus Semien tagged up. Take away the possibility of a double play and give your boy Nathaniel Lowe a chance to hit a ground ball and drive a run in.
That is back-to-back 11-run games for the Texas Rangers, and they are, as you said, on the hunt for more, with Lowe taking a called strike. Interesting series as we turn the corner to Monday with the Phillies playing at the Yankees. The Rangers will take on the Orioles starting on Monday. Giants are leading the Yankees right now 5-3. All the Giants fans who didn't know if they would score a run this year have talked themselves down from that. Baltimore is up 8-6 on Boston as there's a strike to Lowe. You like the stash?
It goes with the stirrups.
What category would you put those two in?
Well, you were talking about like in the 70s, that was what they did. They had stirrups and stashes.
Very old school.
And another quality at bat here by Lowe. Ball's behind in the count. Now he's back to 2-2. Wouldn't surprise me if he got to 3-2.
Here is the 2-2. Sprayed foul. Pitch clock down to 2. Down to 1, and he did just start his move. Bellotti, it gets away slightly, but not far enough.
Another good play by Real Muto.
Even though it got away
but his reputation, because of his reputation, the runner at third is a little bit less hesitant to be looking for balls to bounce away because he's stopped every ball they've thrown. They've thrown a lot of 58-footers in this game. He's knocked them all down.
3-2. Up the middle to get another run home. Lowe drives in run number 12. Smith scores. Semien to third.
Well, remember I said they all tagged up. This is a dead double play ball. If the runner at first, especially Marcus Semien, does not tag up and get to second, but instead he's at second. Lowe hits the ball on the ground, gets an easy RBI.
Tell you what, whatever version of baseball offense you like, you've seen it in this inning, especially if you're a Ranger fan. You've seen a leadoff walk, a 3-run homer, and then the small ball to get a couple runs home with a sac fly and an RBI ground out. As Garcia takes ball 1, he's the 9th hitter of this 7th inning for the Texas Rangers.
Whew. He was trying to hit one over there to the old stadium.
That's not far. I mean, it's just across the street.
Got to hit it over that window out in left field, though.
Yeah, the giant sort of Fog Allen Fieldhouse looking thing in left. One is inside, 2-1. There's a group of kids chanting "Let's go Rangers" as loud as you possibly can. There's the old place through the window. The old ballpark at Arlington. Third base side and pass Bohm. It is a 10-run Ranger lead.
It's a slider. This ball does nothing. And Garcia is on it. Smashes it past Bohm. Bohm had no chance right there.
Some great at-bats here for Garcia. He's got 3 hits. He's got a walk. He's scored twice. He's driven in a run, and he's doubled. And now here is Young, who led this inning off.
Bilotti, the pitcher for the Phillies, is over 50% sliders, but today he has not been able to locate the slider at all. You just saw the one Garcia hit, saw that one inside to Young. He's not been able to get that good slider. He's paying for it. Another one, ball. This has been the theme today. The Phillies have been behind in the count a lot in this game.
Rangers have been very patient too, and to the tune of only 3 walks, but it's really been the negative counts for Phillies pitchers that have led to some of those hits.
It's been behind in the count, and it started with Wheeler. Wheeler got a little, they attacked Wheeler early, the fastball. He's had to start throwing more breaking balls.
Rangers will pinch run. Travis Jankowski is on for Garcia. (2-0). That misses as well. 3 balls and no strikes. So if you've got a pitcher that you know just doesn't have a whole lot of options that day, as a catcher, what's your deal? What do you do?
You try to find one.
Yeah.
You always try to find one option. And for Bilotti, it's usually a slider. And today he just doesn't have it. And there are days like that. So you're trying to find one pitch that you can go to when you need to get out. Now when it's 2-0, 3-1 every at bat, it's hard. Just hoping they hit it at somebody.
Yeah, and you know that they know, right? I mean, you know that they're familiar with what you're turning to. As that ball skied to center field, Marsh is there to make the catch. I'd like the entree with the bat flip and a side of dark sauce. 13-3 Rangers, and a pinch hitter to start the inning for the Phillies, Garrett Stubbs. You know, the Rangers last year were 15-35 in one-run games, the worst in Major League Baseball. So they've decided that they will never play a one-run game or anything close to it ever again.
Smart. It's smart thinking by them.
Tremendous strategy.
Just go out and outslug everybody.
Just beat everybody into a pulp offensively. Stubbs pops it foul. And no chance for Garver. John Smoltz asked me during the WBC, and this is as good of a time to ask as any, why catchers don't get rid of their mask. Some catchers don't get rid of their mask when they're going after a foul ball.
Well, sometimes you just know they're out. So you just give it the courtesy look.
It's popped up. First base side. And out number 1 as Lowe makes the catch on Stubbs. Was there an art for you to throwing it in the proper place?
Sometimes I try to hit the umpire. Does that count?
Did you really?
Maybe.
Of course you did.
Never. I would never do such a thing.
Okay. Yeah, sure you didn't.
So, yes. So what you don't want to do as a catcher is when the ball goes up, panic, throw your mask, because the ball comes back to you, as Josh Harrison said to pinch hit here. As the ball starts coming back, because the ball always comes back to the center of the diamond. So a lot of times you're taught at a young age, you take your mask off, you hold on to it for a second, and then you see where the ball is, and then you throw it away. If you throw it too early, you can actually, I've seen guys step on it before. So when you look, you're told don't panic, so you look up, you find it. You catch 9 innings with the mask on. You can't catch a pop-up with one on?
I'm not the one who did it. I was just asking. Seager to shortstop, 2 down. And we check in with Kevin Burkhardt. Kevin. I thought you were going to tell me that they scored 11 in an inning and still lost after what happened in the opener. Ohtani had that great performance and they lost. That seems to be the lay of the land sometimes for them. But that's a big day for the Angels, much needed after the comeback by the A's on opening day.
Yes. They need to win that game. And especially the way the first game went, and Ohtani pitched really well, and they lose it, and then they could be an offensive juggernaut.
Yeah.
The Angels. You get Trout, Ohtani going, Rendon. They got some potential to score some runs. The question for the Angels has always been, can they pitch well enough to survive?
Yeah, is there enough? I mean, they've had so many pitching injuries over the past bunch of years. Castellanos takes outside, 3-1 from Dane Dunning. Third game of this series will be a night game tomorrow, Sunday night, with Bailey Falter taking on Martin Perez. Base hit to left. And a little bobble from Smith, so it leads to an extra base for Castellanos. Could be a single and an error. They'll call it a double, it looks like.
I feel like they're going to give him a double because he was going right away. Mislocation by Dunning, trying to run the sinker in, goes out over the plate. One thing about Castellanos, he was going all the way, so I think they're going to give him a double, but nice hustle by him, down 10 runs.
I mean, you might as well, right? Play to the end, you're here anyway, and they will call it a double. So ball 1 to Stott. Two for 3 day for Bryson Stott. Nearly got away. Dane Dunning, who's been traded a couple times in his young career. He was with the Nationals originally and went to the White Sox in that multi-pitcher trade that got the White Sox Lucas Giolito among others, and then came over to Texas for Lance Lynn a couple of years ago.
Potential. See the potential. You see the stuff. Can he put it all together? Maybe sometimes starters need, especially young guys, need to be this multiple inning guy.
Oh, and he's going well. He's getting ground balls like that. And Simeon throws out Stott to retire the side. Rangers up big as we go bottom 8. Today's telecast is sponsored by Geico. See how easy it is to bundle all your insurance needs. 5,714 strikeouts, the most in baseball. Nolan Ryan, the Hall of Famer. We were chatting about him earlier. There you see the number 34. I've heard that when you got the wrong sun line, right? You got the wrong game time as Kimbrel comes in for the Phillies out of the bullpen. You could basically just pray and that was it against Nolan Ryan. Like some of those games in Anaheim.
Well, those again, if you haven't seen the Facing Nolan documentary, they talk about what it was like facing him. High fastball, curveball, and he throwing at your head every once in a while. It was not fun times.
Here Bubba Thompson gets his first at bat. And this ground ball to third. Tough pick over there for Harrison, and he could not make the play. So Thompson into second base, and the Rangers have yet another base runner on.
Tough play. Welcome to the game, Josh Harrison. He does the right thing. He tries to come and get it. The ball comes up. That's not the first ball I've seen come up. You see Harrison go, ooh. He does the right thing. Just a really tough hob on Harrison. I believe that's going to be a double for Bubba Thompson.
They will call it a double for Thompson.
That's great.
That makes you want to play again?
No.
Is there anything that would make you want to play again?
More of those 2-foot hamburgers, maybe.
You are doing a number on that thing, by the way. I didn't think that could be edible by one person, but you're challenging what
I'm skipping the
do.
bread.
You are.
It's too much bread. But you ate all the onion rings.
I had one in one bite. We're very efficient. And is on the corner, called a strike from Kimbrel.
So these innings are big. Kimbrel's in the game, and you're down 10. But these innings are big for Craig. He struggled a little bit last year. He needs to have some clean innings. And he's thinking, man, I get this first pitch, I get a weak ground ball, it jumps over my third baseman for a double. Now my catcher clanks one. Stubbs clanks one back there. And all of a sudden, there's a runner on third and no outs.
Here's a look at it.
It's just a clank. The glove, if you notice, the glove crosses over his face as he goes to get it, and that's sometimes you lose sight of the ball, and if it's moving the way a Craig Kimbrell fastball can move, that's what leads sometimes to that clank.
So where do you want it?
Well, you can't do anything about it, because if you're catching, the ball's above your mask. It has to cross in front of your face.
I see. So you're saying sometimes as a catcher, you just get put in the situation where you're just not going to see it.
Sometimes as human beings, we just mess up, and it happens. And this game's hard, especially when you got a guy throwing 97 with life. See, and then the same guy makes that play to save a run.
This game can convince you you're the greatest in the world and then take that right away from you a second later, huh?
As soon as you think you've got this game licked, it stomps you back. You could be 20 for 20 and say, I'm never making out again, then you go 0 for 100.
Do you have a moment in your mind, whether it's you or somebody else, of like, oh, I didn't think this guy was ever going to make an out again, and then suddenly it turned fast?
The only one I can really think of is Paul Konerko were at the White Sox. I forget what year it was.
It's ball 4.
And it's around Memorial Day-ish, and he's hitting about 400. We're thinking, this is about as good of a year as I've ever seen from anybody. We go to Tampa, and Vinny Fresso, our clubhouse attendant at the time, didn't pack his bats.
Oh, no.
So we get to Tampa, Paul has no bats.
Oh.
And then he proceeded to go 0 for about 40. And we just went around to Vinny yelling at Vinny. Forgot his bats, as Vinny would say it. Pack your bats.
Okay.
The strong Chicago accent.
I'm sure Paulie took that well.
Paul
and it didn't get into his head
Paul
at all.
did not take that well.
Just knowing him a little bit and how he thinks about hitting and how he got himself locked in. Have you ever been around anybody that thinks about hitting like Paul Konerko?
No, nobody could ever do it again. Nobody could ever. Paul Konerko would go up there and he would change his stance mid-pitch. He'd see 5 pitches at 5 different stances, 5 different thoughts, and then he'd hit a homer.
I love that he's coaching his kids now. I love that he's like teaching pre-teens baseball.
I want to know what the conversations are like with his son. Okay, well, try this stance on this pitch, and then the next pitch, try this, and think about this. There's got to be.
I was talking to him at spring training last year, and he said the toughest thing is you want to put everything in their head, but if you forget even one, that thing happens to you. Like if you don't move him over a couple steps, that just happens.
Yes. The hardest part is you can't control what happens. When you're playing, you can control it a little bit. Good pitch by Kimbrell.
Got strike 3, 1 out. Duran is gone. Hey, baseball's back and not a moment too soon. Follow at MLB on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for the most up-to-date news and highlights.
Paul Konerko is the type of person that from home to first, you could say, Paul, I'm going to walk from home to first, just on a regular walk, and he'd tell you 27 different ways you could do it. And you're Paul, it's a straight. There's a line. I just follow the line. I'll take. And you say, no, you got to go. You zig and zag and go here and there, and that's just how his mind worked.
I can't imagine sharing a clubhouse with him for a whole season. Just in all the stuff you would hear.
It was great. Well, he always had a guy. He had one guy. He'd pick a guy every year, and that was his guy.
He had a guy?
So whoever that guy was, they went to lunch with him every day, and they heard it all.
Oh, really?
I was never that guy, which I'm okay with. I love Paul, but I didn't need to be that guy. But he had Gordon Beckham, he had Brian Anderson, he had Ross Gload, he had Graffinino. And those were his guys. And those guys would go with him to lunch and hear everything every day. And I'm like, man, you guys are psychiatrists to listen to some of this stuff.
Did they report back?
Sometimes. Usually good, though.
Yeah. I mean,
he hit 400 plus homers.
He's a genius. Would you agree with that?
I will never say that on the air.
Okay.
Because Paul will find out, and then I'll never hear the end of it.
But the way he thinks about it is different than a lot of people.
I said it. There will never be a person, human alive, that can hit the way he hit.
What if I brokered a deal here? As there's ball 4. What if you called him a hitting genius at the same time as we talked about his inside the park home run and his lack of speed? Could we even it out that way? As Rob Thompson's going to have to make another
I want to know who he's bringing in.
Well, with it being the spread that it is, as late as it is, there are some restrictions on position players, but you could have the chance to bring one in. That's going to be it for Kimbrel. And we will see who the Phillies trot out here in the 8th when we come back. Series heads to the dirt track at Bristol for some bumper-to-bumper mudslinging action, sponsored by Coyote Tractors. Easter Sunday only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Well, it's Josh Harrison who comes in, and it's basically, could you say, restrictor plate racing?
This is his fifth career pitching appearance. He's got some experience out there. I don't think he's going to hit quite the speeds that the NASCAR guys are going to be hitting on Sunday.
No, he's going to be a little below the speed limit, below hitting speed. But he did it 3 times last year for the White Sox when Tony La Russa was in need of a pitcher. Now, when you're down 8 runs or more, you can throw a position player. When you're up 10 runs in the 9th as the leading team, you can throw a position player. But those are the parameters now. New rules about position players pitching.
This is the first time I've done a game with one, so I'm kind of excited.
First time?
Doing a game with a position player pitching.
What did you think of it when you were hitting against a
This is the worst feeling in the world.
Really?
There's no win situation for a hitter. You're expected to get a hit. And if you make it out, you're really mad.
Well, to right field, Jake Cave is back, and the sun has gone away. It is a sacrifice fly that'll go to Kimbrel's tab, and it's 14-3 Texas.
See, that's the only thing. I know they have to do this. They're down 10 if you're Rob Thompson, but if you're Craig Kimbrel, you're saying to your manager, man, give me at least a chance before. Let me give up a run because that run goes on Craig Kimbrell's tab, even though he's not out there, and you got a guy throwing 58 miles an hour.
59, AJ.
He threw that one. He humped up on that one.
Don't undersell him. Do you have any idea how you did against position players pitching?
I know I broke my hamate once.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Who?
AAA. I don't know.
But it was a position player?
It was.
Wow. What, on a hard swing or what?
Yeah, I hit a ball home run foul, and I do it right away, and I was like, ooh, this isn't good.
Really?
Yeah. I got some hits off position players, I remember, but more times than not, just trying to get it over with. Just want him to throw it over the plate, right? If you're Corey Seager right here, like, just throw it over the plate. I'll take my best swing and see what happens.
Well, that's ball 4. Do you have signs for before PitchCon? Did you have signs for position players?
It depended. Some of the position players I caught actually were not the worst. I remember it was with the Rangers. David Murphy, who does broadcasting stuff for the Rangers, I believe, was pitching against the Mariners, I believe, and Mike Karp was hitting. And he punched him out on a knuckleball, and then Karp got kicked out of the game for arguing.
Is that right?
Yes.
Base hit to right field, and the Rangers add one more on. It's 15-3. So he was so mad he got punched out by Murphy.
Looking
run
on a knuckleball. And he argued with the umpire, and the umpire threw him out of the game. Next year I played with Karp, and I was like, hey, man, you got kicked out of a game with the position player. It was like 20-2.
Was it a strike?
Yes, it was.
Was it actually a strike?
Yes, umpire called it.
Okay, it took you a second, so I thought it was one of those, well, I like my
it's
guy, so I'm
20
going to call
It's
it.
20-2.
Right,
Everything's a strike at that point.
It should be. Jankowski takes a ball. I don't know if anybody had more fun pitching as a position player than Brett Phillips last year, a couple years ago.
What doesn't he have fun doing? He loves his playing.
He's fun theater, I'll tell you that much.
He just loves being out there.
You going fastball here? What do you got?
I'm going 59.
Oh, nailed it.
Josh Harrison should go to, remember the old speed gun thing they used to have where you could, if you guess your speed, you won like a stuffed animal? He's like 59 like every time.
That's true.
59.
Yeah.
Either that or that's as low as our radar gun goes.
Yeah.
And so every pitch is 59 because it's under 59.
Or the machine said, you know what? It's 15-3. I'm going home.
On the scoreboard here, it says 58 slider.
Into left field. It's a base hit. Another run for the Rangers.
And there goes all of Craig Kimbrell's runs.
Yeah, this is all fun and games for the Rangers, but this is very real for one pitcher. You're right.
For Craig Kimbrell.
Yeah. Here's Young. First pitch swinging, and Young to shortstop to finish this rally, would you say? 16-3. 16-3 the Rangers, but the youngins want to stay till the end, and you appreciate that.
Absolutely. This might be the only game they get to come to all year, so why leave early?
It's true. How do you end up with Rangers and Phillies fans that are kids sitting together? It's like a family trip.
Whatever Little League team they were on the past year.
Oh, that could be. That's a good call by you. Here's Taylor Hearn. And his first pitch is up and out to Alec Boehm, 1-0.
Taylor Hearn's got a big fastball. You see it there, 97. Slider, basically fastball, slider. His fastball had good numbers last year. Really good. He was a starter, struggled, put him in the bullpen much better. His fastball was really good for him last year. I mean, opponents only hit under 200 on his fastball. That's a good fastball.
We've seen 2 out of the zone so far, but they got him 5 years ago now in a trade with the Pirates. Snap to it. It's called inside. 3-0 on Boehm. How about Dane Dunning, by the way? 3 scoreless innings to bridge this for the Rangers.
That's exactly what Bruce Bochy wanted. I'm surprised they didn't run him back out here for the 4th. He didn't throw that many pitches.
Ooh. Tell you what, this day can't end fast enough for the Phillies.
Bruce Bochy's not yelling at C.B. Buckner after that call.
Bruce is just taking in the day. At least 2 Phillies have used their timeout in an at-bat to cool their jets from a call they didn't like. Yeah, he waited. Said, is that ball 4? And it was.
Oh.
Nothing beats fun at the old ball yard, AJ.
Nothing beats not knowing what's going to be called a ball and a strike.
Okay, so say there are a couple calls early in the game that you are confused by. Is it possible? I'm just going to ask yes or no. Is it possible to let it go?
Yes.
Did you let it go?
Sometimes.
How often?
I got 4 hits.
Okay.
I hit a homer. We won. Something cool happened. If not, then yeah, there might have been some issues.
So would you be in favor of a computerized strike zone?
Absolutely not.
Interesting.
I am anti-strike zone robots.
Really?
Yes.
Even after you stewed for so many days, as you just said. This to right field on a line, and a really nice play by Thompson with a shoot top grab for out number 1.
Nice play, no more sun. A really nice play by Thompson to go get it. It was a long way. That ball was hit hard.
Thompson playing right, Robbie Grossman out as Christian Pache is in the game. They just got him a couple days ago from Oakland, a young man who has been a defensive wizard, but just to this point has not really hit enough at the major league level.
Remember when he came up with the Braves, he was supposed to be a super prospect. And they kind of moved on from him quickly, traded him to Oakland. Now here he is in his 3rd organization already, trying to find a place.
Phillies in need of a little defensive backstop in the bench area.
And you mentioned they were really trying to find a center fielder. This guy can go get him with the best of them. Maybe that's a good role for him as a bench player, not an everyday guy. You don't get overexposed at the plate. Come in, play defense when you have to, get some pinch hits.
I mean, he can get you when you're up, right? 3 innings of value defensively.
Absolutely.
In the outfield.
Absolutely.
And that's assuming that he hits what he's hit before. But if you obviously fix the hitting, that's a different story. Strike 3, 2 down here in the 9th.
Hearn just throws this fastball right by him. He's late on it. Good 4-seamer up in the zone. Just blows that ball right by Pache. It's a tough at bat, man. You sit over there for 8, 9 innings and go get a guy hitting throwing 97.
Yeah, especially when
Your adrenaline's not flowing, right?
Yeah.
It's 16-3. You're thinking, oh, I'm not going to get in this game. But also as a bench guy, you think there's always a chance for me to get in this game because I'm going to get somebody off their feet as a starter. There's just no way to prep for a pinch hitting at bat. You try every way. Hit, don't hit, run, do jumping jacks, whatever it takes. You either can do it or you can't.
Is it more mental or physical?
It's both.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
2-0 hit well to left field. Down the line it goes, and this ball is twisting foul.
You know, a lot of times as a position player, you're coming in and if the game's on the line, you're hitting off a team's closer. So it's not going to be an easy at bat anyways.
Right.
Or you get these at bats where you've been sitting over there 8 innings and it's 16-3 and you're thinking, oh man, I got to try and go get a hit off a guy throwing 97. So
we're going to get a challenge here.
I think they're looking at it, yeah.
It's a crew chief review on the home run here in the 9th inning. So
Trey Turner did not act like that was a fair ball. Watch the hitter, Jason. They'll know. If it was even close, he would have been running. He did not act like this was a fair ball.
Let's see if we can see.
It's higher. Up. Go up. Go up. From that angle, where that ball landed, it almost have to be. I don't know.
I agree with you. When I saw where it landed, I was surprised they called it foul.
But Trey Turner did not act like it was a home run. That's when a ball's hit like that, you watch the hitter. He took one step and came back to the box.
Yeah,
watch him. He knows. The hitter will tell you. He's like, fair, fair. Nah, it's foul. Watch. Yeah, crap.
They're going to see if they can grant him a couple of RBIs here. Let's see.
After review, the call stands. The ball is foul. No home run.
Foul.
Not enough evidence. We didn't have a great angle. We don't have a camera right down that line, so it's really hard to tell.
Yeah, it was tough to see off the bat where that ball was headed. So, call it foul, and it's 2-1 for Turner.
See if he can do it again. 3-1, 2-0.
Put it right back there. Javi Baez did that. He had a couple of foul ball home runs against his brother-in-law, Jose Barrios, last year. You remember that in Toronto? And then he finally straightened it out on the third one. He took him fair and deep. Turner in the air to center field. It won't have enough, and that is it. The Rangers have put up 27 runs in 2 games, and they will go for the sweep of the National League defending champs tomorrow.
Impressive win. The first 2 games, impressive. 27 runs scored first 2 games of the season. Their offense has been impressive. Their pitching was really good today. Mitch Garver, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. Hey, maybe the Rangers are the team. There's always a surprise team. Maybe it's the Rangers this year.
Very well could be a highly interesting division all year long in the American League West, with the Astros, the defending World Series champs, the Mariners, the Rangers, and the Angels. For our entire crew, for AJ Pierzynski, I'm Jason Benetti. We say farewell, and now off to the Giants and the Yankees. Joe, John, and Ken.